Hi, good morning. Cheers. Super sorry about being late. What a morning. What a morning. I'm starting earlier. Apologies to all of the local folks that got up earlier. I won't be upset for those of you that haven't. I was going to start at 6, but I thought that was a bit rough. But yeah, the daylight savings changed, and then many of you in Europe have also changed and gone the other way, so it's even later for you. Apologies, I can't do anything about the time zones. Excuse me. Yum. Yeah. Wow, it's going to be a rough stream this morning because I feel like I'm already not going to be able to do much on the robot. We'll get into that in a moment. I'm going to try, but get into that in a moment. But we'll update all the robot stuff in a few. Just some things to. I'm scattered now because I came in. I thought I came in this morning with enough time to get everything ready, and then had some pretty full-on emails I had to do this morning, which I wasn't expecting, and suddenly lost an hour, almost an hour and a half. I lost buried in these emails, and suddenly looked at the time, and it was 6:27, and I just clicked send, and I thought, oh, didn't even have a coffee. So I had to quickly run downstairs and make a coffee and then come back upstairs and then set up, which I haven't done. I had nothing ready. So it's going to be one of those days. Is that to me? Tradie Trev, you could wish you could organise your life like me? Not organised at all. And Tradie Trev is still awake, as in he's not been to sleep yet? What? Oh, no. That's crazy. Totally unexpected. Yeah, very funny. Okay, so I'm going to say hi to folks in chat. Let's get that done. John Clayton, hello. To fix the bearing midweek and continue today after. Yes, I did. I'll go over everything in a moment. But yes, I did. So we're moving on from that gearbox.
Slotterbot first says, hello, is this thing on?
It is. Knock, knock, tap, tap. It is on. So John Clayton, hello. Yombo Prime, hi. That's Taurus, hello. Antonio, hello. Christian, hi. Michael, good morning. You're up early. I need to have a chat with you about you coming in this morning. Before you do. Don't before we've spoken, okay? Sorry, that was just a private conversation between Michael and I. He was coming in today to do some stuff here, but anyway. So I'm still scrolling. Alan, good morning. Sean Moto, hello. Mako, hello. How you doing? Jay, hello. Or Terran Visitor, Earth Visitor. Hi. David Esser, hello. Oh, it jumped. I'm going backwards now. Steve, hello. STG Electronics. Ray, hi. Loki, hello. Dijipu, Wave. Sid, hi. Flowrider65, hello. Graham, oh, Graham's up early as well. Good morning. Again, apologies to all the locals, and I appreciate you getting up early. Tradie Trev, hi. I think I've got everyone. I'm scrolling backwards now. Oh, no, Mr. England, hello. Okay, maybe I've got everyone now. I don't know. Well, as I said, it's going to be rough. So I've been up since about 1:30 this morning. I think I've got a form of gastro or something. I'm just going to talk about this publicly. So Michael, I'm telling you now, we don't have to talk about this privately. I've been up since 1:30 unwell. And I don't know if I've got a virus, tummy bug or whatever. Maybe you don't want to come in today. Just saying. And I should absolutely not be drinking coffee. Should not. But I will fall asleep at my desk if I don't. Thanks, Mako. I'll be fine. It's whatever. I was feeling a bit bit unwell last night, bit queasy in the stomach, and wasn't sure what it was. I took some like tummy settling tablets last night, went to bed, and my stomach gave me till 1:30, and then that was it. It was over, and thankfully we've got nice bathrooms at home, you know. So it's not like I had to go into the outback, like into a little wooden toilet in the backyard. And I'm streaming, and yes, well, I'm awake. Like I could have gone back to bed, but I couldn't go back to bed. So shouldn't have eaten that kangaroo sausage. Yeah, I've never had kangaroo, I gotta say, and I'm not really interested. Not really interested in any gamey meat. Forgetting about the whole, you can't eat Skippy. Skippy the bush kangaroo, for those that don't know, TV show we used to have here in Australia. But I'm just, yeah, I've never tried any gamey meat, but I don't think I'm interested. Yeah, the outhouse. So yeah, it was a nice bathroom. Wi-Fi access is pretty good.
Alan Madsen says, nice of you to start so early, thanks.
I was only a little bit early, but you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so a couple of things before we get to the robot. Not sure if all of you, I'm sure many of you are not on Twitter anymore. Not that everyone always was, but I posted on, I'm still calling it Twitter. I can't call it X, sorry. But I posted on there a couple of videos of So I just realized there's no audio on that. So yeah, you lost sound. Okay, I'm going to just, sorry about that. I'm going to flip back and I'm going to add audio because there isn't any audio. And then I can tell you what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know. No audio. Yeah, it wasn't actually set up for streaming. It was set up for recording. And there's no actual audio on that camera. Okay, let me go back to it and I'll stick some audio in there. So just hold on one moment. Copy. Okay, we should have audio now. We should have me talking at least. Okay, so yeah. So I set this up the other day to actually record footage.
Michael says loud and clear.
Cool, thank you. I set this up to actually record footage because there's, interestingly, so this is a Unify camera, one of the cameras I got, and there's no way with their software to actually record, like as in just take a recording from now till now, like start, stop, and because it's all detection based, I can't just like run a job and assume that it's going to actually record that job on the system for me to get it back. So like I posted a video on Twitter of production of one of my shields that was running, although it was only 140 seconds of it because Twitter wouldn't let me upload anything longer. When I captured that manually through OBS, through this interface that you're seeing now. When I went and looked at the Unify Protect software, which is what does the normal, surveillance stuff. Actually, can I turn me on? Maybe I can turn. Oh, there's me now. Okay. When I turned that thing on, when I had a look, it only captured about 40 seconds of that whole 3-minute build in little sections. Like there was a 9-second section and a 15-second section, whatever else. So I haven't found a way to actually do here's a video recording of inside the machine while I'm doing something without trying to stream it through OBS. But anyway, there's no audio on that camera. It's a separate thing I need to buy. It's about $160. I might do it, I might not do it. I don't know. But anyway, there's video on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, and if you're not, well, sorry. But I've got the camera set up in there. And yeah, it's pretty insane. Actually, I wonder if, hold on, Twitter notifications, maybe I can show. Right, I posted, so two, so this is the first one I posted. Oops. This is pretty crazy. Oh, okay, that's not in the center. That's just doing its warm up. Man, that's it looks like it's getting really close to the camera. It's not. It's just a wide angle camera, right? But that head moves full on. That's not even the fastest that head moves. That's just doing its warm up. How crazy is that? And then I posted this one. Yeah, that's morning calisthenics. That's not in the center. How do I can't really control how big that is. Anyway, they're on Twitter. For those that are on there, what a screw around with OBS I put IP cameras into. You never made it around. Yeah, it's the Unify stuff's not designed to be just here's a camera that you record video on. It's like surveillance, whatever. Like it all works on detection. You know, it does movement detection and face detection, or not, person detection, and now it even does face detection. There's a new update they've done, which is pretty cool. They can identify, like it can say, if you see Sion, don't record, but if you see someone else that isn't Sion, record, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so there was that I wanted to share. Something else that I quickly want to share, which is something that I've just been playing with. I showed my patrons. Don't know if I'm going to actually commit to doing this or not, because it's pretty gimmicky. But anyway, on my... I'm not going to show you the URL for this. This is not public. But on my Tiny S3 page, there's a 3D preview button, and you go to the 3D preview, and I've got a 3D preview of the board, which you can't zoom all the way in and out. I fixed that. But anyway, it's a 3D representation of the board. I thought about doing that on all of my product pages for each board, but it's kind of, when I say gimmicky, like it doesn't really add anything, you know, like it doesn't give you scale, and please don't tell me to put a banana in there, because that doesn't work either, because banana won't be to scale either, when you can zoom in and out. So it doesn't really give you anything more than a photo does, I don't think, but it's kind of cool. The pipeline to get it to here, though, is multiple manual steps. Can't really be automated. There's a lot of surfacing and stuff and things that have to happen in Blender to get it to look like this, which is a pain. So yeah, I've already got 3D models. They're already in GitHub. There are 3D models for all my files. Yeah, for Alan, it's a waste of time. That's okay. Yeah, again, as I said, it doesn't really add any value. It just kind of looks cool. But anyway, I thought I'd just show it. But yeah, all of my boards have got 3D models. Well, actually, so I should also... I've also added a shield section to my help. Do it in 4D. So my help.unexpectedmaker.com, there's a shield section. I've been adding on my shields, and I've also updated all of the pinout cards for shields, and I've also been adding a where to buy, and I added step models for all of my shields as well, or all the ones that are on here at the moment anyway. So there's also not only step models from my development boards, but for the shields as well. So if you're wanting to put something together in a case or whatever, there are models. And as well as step models, I finally, I've only long way to go still, but in the same repository, I've started working on Arduino to start with, and I'm hoping to do MicroPython, CircuitPython example projects for, like, here's an example setup project for the display shield. I've got a logger example now for the RTC logger shield that does deep sleep and wake up by the RTC and logs some data onto the SD card and then goes back to sleep. So these are just example projects that you can use, and they're all being set up to work. If I just click on this, they've all got pin definitions for all of the tiny boards. So you'll be able to take this and you'll be able to just flash it onto a tiny Pico, tiny S2, tiny S3, tiny C6, and it'll work. You don't have to go and work out what the pin numbers are. You just do it. It'll automatically detect what board it's been flashed to. Anyway, so yeah, this one just does a lot of deep sleep and file appending and all sorts of stuff with comments. So yeah, anyway, I've been doing a lot of that type of stuff. Lots more to go, I know, and this should have been done a long time ago, but I'll get there. So anyway, there's more shield info on the help. And for those that don't know, there's a help.unexpectedmaker.com, which is linked to from the Unexpected Maker website, where you can search for stuff, information, like, you know, battery charging. How fast can I charge my battery? Powering a board from battery. How fast will my battery charge? Like, all the common questions that people ask on Discord and other places. It's all on here. Just letting you all know. Okay, so let's talk robot. What was it? No, okay. That wasn't for me. What potential AR thing? Hey, Skippy. Yeah, yeah, not doing an AR thing. Sorry. And why would you need that? Like, I mean, to be honest, like, I have I'm just going all the way back. Like, I got features and then very comprehensive pinout lists. Like, why would you need AR to do that? Like, why would you, like, that's a lot of pull out my phone, go into whatever, you know, a special app, pointer to the thing to get some kind of, like, you know what I mean? I've got full pinouts and everything for my boards, and yeah, I don't think AR is a good fit here. Plus, be a huge amount of work for what I feel is very little gain, or no gain, really. Much quicker to get a pinout card, have a look at the pinout card. Okay, so robot. Let's go to the robot. Except what screen am I going to go to? I don't know, because I can't really fit everything in. So I did. Oh, this is not going to work. I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to rotate my screen. Hold on one moment. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Hi, Mum. So I did fix this gearbox. Actually, maybe before I do that, I'm gonna pop. Why is it just gonna go pop? Ready for this? Woo. It's doing some. It's not moving how I think it should be moving, but that's a whole different story. So I have 4 axes moving, So it is alive. The code that I'm doing is just Arctos's test, convert a whole bunch of G code and send it over CAN type thing. And I suspect that it's really not designed to do what I'm trying to get it to do. Like the I want to pose the robot, and I want it to get to each joint's position at the same time. So if the base is doing a quick move and this is doing a long move, I want them.
Mako says love how it came alive.
Thanks, Mako. I want them both to get to the end at the same time.
Alan Madsen says put coffee cup on it.
Yeah, no, not yet. So there's no limit switches on here right now. It's pretty silly for me to be moving it around. But it is working, as you can see. So that's the extra axis is this one up here, which isn't doing anything right now. So, but there's one axis, that's the A, and this is the Z, the Y, and the X, and they're all moving. There is a bit of a creak somewhere, which I can't really tell where that's coming from. I don't know if it's a skipping belt or something, but definitely livable. Now I'm just gonna turn it off. I just wanted to show you that moving. And I did that with, I just made I got some proto board. I soldered a whole bunch of screw terminals on it, and I've just got all of the high-low of each of the canned signals just going into that right now. It's just like a bit of a bus. That way I could screw everything together. So what I want to show you is this axis is now fixed. Well, I think that could be the... okay, let me switch cameras. I'm going to go to here. Let me fix this. Let me have coffee. Hang on. Yeah, the last time it was a long stream last week just to try to deal with this gearbox. Let me just move this under the camera. It should autofocus. I've got autofocus. I think I've fixed autofocus on my camera. So that just focused by itself. So this is fixed now. As you can see, there's no... Okay, that wobble is just me wobbling the table, right? But if I try to not wobble the table, me just turning a little bit, see this? There's no backlash. See, it's moving straight away. So I have fixed that. There is a bit of... If I move it too quickly, there's some scraping. Don't know if you can hear that. I don't know what that is, because I can only simulate it with the belt on. So I have a feeling. Let me see if I can get this into a better position so you can see it. Yeah, I don't know which is the best position. I have a feeling it's the stepper, because if I take the belt off, I can whack this around as fast as I want and there's no problem. But if I move it slowly, there's no problem. And the gearbox is super smooth, but if I do it quickly, you hear that scratching? It's not the pulley, it's not the idler, the tensioner over here. It's not this. As I said, if I take the belt off, I can spin this around like crazy and there's no noise. So I don't know whether it's a bad stepper or whether I've damaged the stepper in some way, or I don't know. It does, but it works perfectly fine. But occasionally, like if I make this axis move really quickly, like through code, I can hear that scratching sound a little bit as well. So I don't know what it is, but I'm going to live with it for now. So the way I fixed it in the end was I did remake this. I redesigned the outside shell. See the scratching? Anyway, I did redesign this outside shell. Like on the stream, like I had a version that had smaller holes for the rods, and they were a bit too small. Like I had to really hammer those in. I fixed that. I put them halfway in between, and then what I did is I grabbed them all and I brought the whole radius in, like we discussed on the stream.
Alan Madsen says, don't you think the sound goes away after it has been running for a while?
I don't think so. That sound is happening. The sound does not happen unless I'm moving this too fast. So, anyway, as I say, I don't know what the sound is. So I reduced the radius, the diameter of those holes in a bit to compensate for making them smaller, and it works perfectly now. There's no backlash anymore. Everything is aligned, and as you can see, it's the tiniest movement, and I'm getting there's no backlash at all, and it's super smooth, other than the whatever that noise is, and the noise is coming from here, from down here, not from up here. Anyway, so that's all been, could be back here. Okay, yeah, could be. Although, yeah, you're right, it could be. Because it, interesting. Okay, yeah, maybe. It's coming from Dutch land. How you doing, Peter? Good morning, by the way. So that's fixed. So the plan today was to move on to this axis here. But the current design is quite different from the instructions. I also have a bad print here, but I don't think I'm going to fix it. I don't think it's gonna, I'm hoping it's not going to affect, but it might actually. So the next step is the A gearbox. I felt a butt coming. Yeah, there is a butt coming. I had to print a part this morning. Let me go get it. Oh, great. So the instructions for this part of the process don't match at all with the current design files. So, I mean, as I've mentioned in the past, this graphical instructions are from a much earlier version. Let me see if I can get. So this is the part I just printed. It's just a pulley, something that was missing, that goes in here, I believe, although that doesn't fit. So I don't know how that works. So this is where the butt comes from. So I'm just getting the support out, if I can. There we go. A little bit of support. The butt comes from, again, me thinking I had time this morning to go through all this beforehand, and I should have done it during the week, and I didn't. The construction of this gearbox, so we're up to this planetary gearbox. The shapes of these parts are different to the current design file, but the way it attaches to this axis is totally different. So as you can see on the picture, it's just like a stepper in the center, where in the new design, the latest design, it works off a pulley and a belt to get a bit more torque. But I don't have reference to the parts to print. Like, I'm going through the design file, and then, yeah, I've got a whole bunch of parts that I printed, which are here. Let me see if I can get the focus of the camera to come here. It might not. Let me see if I can get the camera closer. Oh, that was a bad idea, Sion. Oh, okay. What has come undone? I need to get this out of the way. Can't really get that out of the way. Will that focus on that? Maybe. Okay. So I've got all these parts to go with this step of the instructions, and this bit looks different, and this bit looks different. That bit kind of looks a bit different. These don't look different, but how it all comes together looks... Yeah, I'm not sure how to assemble it. Oh, what? Finally what? Stream stops me every once in a while. Bummer. Oh yeah, he would know, but I don't know what the freeze is. I'm not getting any drop frames or anything here. I don't know. Well, we need to, like, pinging him won't help. Like, he'll get here when he gets here. I need to see if I can get this closer. Sorry. This whole camera rig thing is not ideal. It's not designed to have the camera move. Whoop. I'm surprised it's not fallen off, to be honest. The closer I get, darker. Okay, so I don't understand how to assemble this, and I don't understand how it's going to fit on the axis, and there's no instructions on how to actually assemble the axis or what stuff I need to print. So yeah, so apparently the gearbox can be assembled separately, but if we look at the instructions, okay, so we take this piece, right, and this piece is a bit different than what it is on the picture. So it's got to go this way, and then it says to get the bearing, the gears. So there's 4 gears, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move everything else out of the way. So these 4, and there's a small side and a big side, as in the gears go all the way to the outside here, or they go, so the small. So the small is on the out, and this is supposed to somehow, I'm going to put 4 of them together and hold them in place. Right? It says just put them there. Okay. And then on the other side, I've got to insert that. So I don't understand how I can just, how I put them there. Like, or where I put them. And like, yeah. I don't possibly see how I get this together and hold it together. Yeah. So this is where I'm kind of I don't know. I don't know how this goes together. So oh, now I just got
J.
some...
Rogazinski says put the other piece in first.
No, I can't put... There's no other piece to put in first, Jay, because nothing is held together. Some drop... I'm getting drop frames now, all of a sudden. So I would say if some of you had issues before, I would say YouTube is having problems. Yes, there's something going on with YouTube, guys. I don't know where the problem is, folks, but yeah, it's going up and down like a yo-yo. Okay, what about now? My dropped frames have stopped. But YouTube says there's no video. So that's interesting. I'm wired. Yeah, no, it's not my network. It's not my internal network. But it could be from my door outside, right? It could be something out there, or it could be YouTube. So it says okay for now, but YouTube is telling me in the dashboard that there is not enough video to maintain the stream. And I'm in error mode right now. But I've got no drop frames in my dashboard. So there's something
John Clayton says restart on your end, Cian.
I can't restart. Okay, now YouTube's saying it's healthy. Okay, it's definitely a YouTube problem. YouTube or something out there on the internet. If I restart here, the stream's dead.
Mako says it's
over.
good now.
It's good now? Okay, well, fingers crossed, let's keep it. I don't know what's going on. Damn, NBN. Anyway, okay. I was saying, Jay, I can't put the other piece in. There's nothing to hold everything together.
J. Rogozinski says, can you use tape two-sided perhaps? Assemble some more pieces.
No.
Pull the tape out.
No, if you go through the instructions, I can't do that. It's got to be held together and screwed together. And if I put tape to hold it together, then I can't get the tape off. So it's definitely, this is an interesting thing. Other people have built it, but I got warned that this part is really a challenge. So like if they are like that, and that goes in there somehow, so they're supposed to all hold together. Look,
John Clayton says should have been a print-in-place planetary gear.
yeah, don't know. It is what it is. So like it's got to be like that, which, and then, but except that's got to be lower. That's not sitting low enough. And then there are these pieces that have to get screwed on. I'm not quite sure why they were printed in different steps. So these are supposed to be screwed together now. Like that. If you follow the thing, these are the ones that come on the back now. So here, they go on the back, and then they get screwed together. Somehow this is all being stuck together, and then that gets put on to hold it in place. But I can't put that on to hold it in place because that whole attachment doesn't exist on here. Hey Christos. Hey Max. Did I see you before? If I didn't say hi to you before, I apologise.
J. Rogozinski says maybe printed in different steps because tooth pattern is different.
Sure, but I would have thought that my printer could have handled that anyway. Like the tooth pattern here is different, and this printed fine. Oop. So, yeah, I don't really understand how these get held together. Now I can, I guess, screw these together now. In 3x10s. Like, I can't see why they need to be held in place before I screw them. Unless the issue is that I'm not... Yeah, I don't know. God, this is going to be a nightmare to get in. Yeah. So these holes are not big enough to just slot in.
J. Rogozinski says, which side does the head go on?
Thanks, Tradie Trip. What do you mean, what side does the head go on? The side that I'm screwing in right now is the side that attaches to the top here, but it can't attach because I don't have, like, I've got no assembly instructions or what parts to print for that
Photo
section.
Pro Max says maybe a wide rubber band could help.
No, because it's got to sit inside this. God, these are going to be impossible to screw together. I can't even screw one screw into one side. Oh, God. I should probably drill these, but I've got no way of holding them still to drill them. Yeah, I can't even hold these together to screw these. Yeah, like that's just hurting my fingers trying to hold these still. And I can't clamp them in something because it's going to destroy the print.
Alan Madsen says, normally, when you two parts together, there is clearance for the in the upper part.
Yes, I know there should be. But, and we discussed this from the start, that a lot of this stuff doesn't have that. Which is why I was drilling stuff out originally. Let me see if I can find a matching drill bit. I seem to have lost my 3mm bit, which is really annoying. It's somewhere here. Wonder if I've got one here. No. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to try something. Just hold on one second. I've got one of those manual hand drill things. One of these. I'm going to see if I can use that to actually, rather than trying to power drill it.
Alan Madsen says, what does the drawing say about hole size and what does the print measure?
The drawing doesn't say anything about the hole size, and the print doesn't. I don't know what the print measures. Again, it's not the point. The point is that Arctos has already said that he hasn't, that for parts that come together where a screw goes through both, he said he didn't make larger holes on the outside to make it easier to screw right through. He already admitted that. So, like, yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point because this is not a printing issue. This is a Arctos didn't design it in issue, which he already said last week, or the first week actually.
J. Rogozinski says a dissolvable glue would be cool.
Yeah, so I can't grip this to. Yeah, this is That's assuming I'm even putting all these together. And even if my printer tolerance, if I could compensate for that, that's not the point. The point is that this is still, it would still have a similar issue. Like I can't make the holes bigger on all my
J.
prints.
Rogozinski says time for more drilling. Alan Madsen says OHH, that's because then you can't be sure you'll get the two parts right in place.
Yeah. Like these are really sharp. Like look at my fingers. Like this is really, look how red they are. And the marks, look at that. Like they're really sharp. Like this is hurting. And look at how much it's getting off. Like that's a considerable amount. Okay, one, you have to just do these.
J. Rogozinski says killer robot.
Lego fasten. That's funny. Okay, two. Oh, I didn't start any music. So, funny thing happened on my stream last week. It wasn't a copyright strike, but I got pinged for the music I was using. And it's shared income now. And so it shouldn't have been because it's royalty free. I went to the company and said, what's going on? They said, oh, you needed to pre-authorize your channel. So it gets skipped with content ID checks. Really? So I've pre-authorized my channel. I've authorized my channel now, so it won't happen again. But a bit of a pain that, there should be one more. Here it is. That didn't happen last time, but I forgot to start music this time. Sorry. As I said, it was a bit of a rough start.
Alan Madsen says when you inner through two pieces of plastic, that will create a small collar, and this may mean that the two parts may not.
Okay, well, I mean, these are things that you can discuss with Arctos, but, yeah. God. Look at all the, nice confetti.
J. Rogozinski says like just a printable jib. Alan Madsen says lie flat together.
Yeah, I understand what you meant. Shady kind of 0 is still 0, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's try this again. At least I can get these screws in on this side, but I still think I don't know how I'm going to get them.
Alan Madsen says yes, that's way I say it here. Slightly smiling face, so he can say it.
Right, but if he's not here right now, he won't see it. That's the point. Because people don't go back and read through all the chat afterwards in the stream. So, God, this hurts. Like, this is crazy, having to put M3 bolts into these, I think. Oh. Look at my hand. Look at my hand. I can't sit here doing this. This is gonna, it's gonna hurt big time. Yeah. Ow.
Slotibotfist says all your base are belong to us.
J. Rogozinski says a jig would work if accounted for.
Super chat!
Thanks, Johnny. Get some decent music. I've got some decent music. I just forgot to set it all up this morning. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yay. Have you found a pin vise to drill that doesn't suck? Wish I could find a pin vise with bearing, like, I'll fix the driver. I've not even looked for anything. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is a self-punishing channel, Christos. Self-punishing project, this is. Like, really, self-punishing. Like, I knew there was going to be fun and games getting the planetary gearboxes going, but I didn't think the problems would start with something like this. And I still don't know how I'm supposed to get all this together. So I'm pretty sure a vice is not going to help me here, and a jig's not going to help me either, Jay. And I'm not going to waste hours and hours trying to come up with custom jigs just to put some screws in. Just going to do a bit and then wait for my fingers to not be so bad, and then do a bit more. Like, that's not done yet. I go, oh. I still would have liked to have seen these printed in one piece. I don't see why they couldn't have been printed in one piece. Looks totally legit to me that they would be. Unless they were, yeah.
J. Rogozinski says no, the design would have to account for the jig, from the designer, not you.
Well, yep. Okay, I'm gonna... So something I wanted to show was in the, when remember last the test of time in terms of the fact that it's 3D printed and stuff. Yeah, I don't know how durable it's going to be. Let me just... So, this is the design in CAD, and so the gearbox, that whole planetary stuff doesn't even sit together properly here. And there are pieces that seem to be missing, right? And then if you look over here on how it's attached, there's this bearing that goes on the pulley. That's that piece I printed this morning. So that's this one here that I realized I didn't have because it's not part of the instructions. But I don't understand how it all gets held onto this top section. So that this is the section I'm building right now, A-core inner and outer, right, and the insides. But, I mean, they don't even line up. Like, I don't know what's holding those gears together. So, yeah, it's like I can't even tell from this how it gets assembled. But if I can screw these together, screw you! Oh, ow, 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 ow. Oh, look at that. Got holes in my hand. Okay. That's two of them screwed together, I think. They're screwed all the way. A bit tighter. Okay, so we're at 2. By the way, I've got to do this again on the other side. Because see there's holes there, and then there's little ones that have to do the same thing.
Alan Madsen says is the stepper part, with the belt not inside the part close to the stepper, with the gears on.
Not inside. I don't understand sorry, your question. But you don't have to like have it talk. You just type. Yeah, it holds my hand. Oh, yeah, I smashed it wasn't my thumb, it was my finger, my pointer finger on my left hand with the mallet. I don't know if you can see how red and everything it is. Like, that was all bruised and black. I'm surprised I didn't actually lose my nail. Still a bit sore here. Gave myself a smash with the mallet. That wasn't fun. That was hours of wasted time in the morning where I couldn't use my hand. Don't recommend that, folks. Luckily, it wasn't a full-on like smash. Yeah, it was a they do go in a separate direction, but I don't believe that would prevent it from printing. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. So these are all supposed to now go. Like, I don't understand, they don't sit in this, because there's this, like, I'm assuming that these somehow balance. These are somehow supposed to balance or something. I don't know how. Like that, maybe balances like this, and then if I squeeze this in carefully, maybe. Or maybe this has got to go in first, otherwise and then screw it, but I don't possibly see how you could screw it together otherwise. Well, that's probably why it's in separate pieces. So this can go in. This won't go in otherwise. Well, there you go. That's why, but I don't understand how I'd hold it together otherwise. Like there's no, like you saw how hard it was to screw those together. How would I screw it together? So if I took one of them out, hang on. And if I can get one of these in. So that's why they're in pieces, Jay. Right. So I have to get that like that, and then somehow yeah, I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know how that's going to happen. Oh my god. Just give me 1 second. I know it's not straight, so you can't just push them in, but there's no way I could hold it together and then screw it together. That's the problem. Yeah. And that has to somehow go. Is it that way? That way. Yeah. Maybe I can rotate it in. Yeah. No. I really don't have to pull those apart again. But it looks like I have to. Okay. Well, yeah, I posted it on the last, well, it's on the main website, so link in the description. Alan? Like, look in the description of the stream, there's a link to his website, and on there is the manual, which is the interactive manual. He's on Discord using that name, Arctos, but he's obviously not around. Like, he came in last week late as well. I think at the 1.5 hour mark or something. Now that I've screwed these together, they should be easier to get them back together again, but I just don't know if, I wonder if I can just loosen one side, if that'll help. I can't believe I'm undoing this now. Movement. I'm going to get a bit of movement on the teeth, see if I can get it together. Maybe, I don't know. It's probably a waste of my time, but yeah. So I have to. I just don't understand how I'd hold all this together. So it says put in from the top. So there, there, with no, I have to take two of them off. Okay, if I take two caps off, maybe I can get it together with two of them on and like opposite each other. Oh my god. Johnny, that's funny. Oh my gosh. So okay. So I've got that, but can I get this in? Probably not. So I have to take three of them apart. Okay. Be preferably a hole in one of the wheels to be put on the stepper. No. You can't look at those instructions. That's not how it's assembled. The design is totally different now, Alan. It doesn't attach to the stepper. The stepper's got a pulley which attaches to another pulley via a belt. The stepper's at the bottom now. It's not in the center. Those instructions are not valid for this build, which is the whole problem, which is what I said at the start. Okay, how many am I going to have to remove? Oh. Come on, get one in. Really? I can't even get with one? Oh my god. Infuriating. Page 319. You talking about that?
John Clayton says the blue gears don't touch each other. They all touch the center.
Yeah, I know. I know. Still can't get it in though. Hey, Yaz. Correct. So that's not relevant. That's what I'm saying. It's a completely different design now. The whole mechanism for how it attaches is totally different. Okay. Try this again. Okay. Now, how am I supposed to get these in? Somehow, I'm supposed to be able to get that in and line up, maybe. Did I get the hole right in the right position? I don't think so. No. one. Not right now, Alan, sorry. I've got my hands full. Oh, stay still. Okay. One. God, this doesn't feel like it's gonna stay. I don't think that lined up. I don't think that lined up. No. I don't know how I'm going to get these to line up. That's the problem. Oh, Dave's going. Catch you later, Dave. Good night. Thanks for joining. See, I can't get that one too. Okay, let's try a different one. Okay, maybe that's one. Maybe the taper is to get it in easier. Yeah, why is that not going in? It should be going in. Are the holes not aligned? They are. Nope, can't get that in. Let's try another one. Nope. Maybe that one's aligned. Okay, that one's aligned. Let's take that out. That's not aligned. That might be aligned. Wow, we're getting there maybe. No, that won't go in. Okay, let's go back to this one. Is that aligned? Right, so this is how you're supposed to get it together.
Alan Madsen says hammer time.
Yeah. This is how you're supposed to get it together, but there's no way I could have done this had I not pre-drilled and pre-screwed these things, because they were impossible to screw in. So this last one seems to be tricky. Oh, maybe not. Maybe yes. Why won't they line up? I can't seem to get these ones to align. They're slightly out. And when I say slightly, we're doing about half a hole out.
Alan Madsen says maybe flip it.
Well, not yet. Or maybe, I don't know. But I can't get these holes to align. So this, the outer gearbox here, the outer gear and the inner gear are not lining up on this one. Which is a problem because it's not going to stay together.
Alan Madsen says flip that one gear.
John Clayton says use a bamboo skewer to align holes.
I turned it 180 and they seem to line up. So these holes obviously are not in the center. I turned it 180. Okay, finally. Wow. Wasn't that fun? So I did know that I can build this gearbox separately to attaching it, which is why I didn't just write the stream off. Like, I still don't know how I'm going to get the rest of this together, but...
Alan Madsen says good work.
So now we know why they were printed in separate pieces, because there's no way to assemble it otherwise. Which makes sense.
Rick the Almighty says that was ultra fun, we just love to see you suffer.
Thanks. Oh, I'm doing a good job of it, aren't I, on this project? Yeah. Screw these up. I can't believe I'm going to do this again on the other side. Okay, so this should rotate freely, but it's not now. That's interesting.
Mako says congrats, Cian.
No, don't congratulate me yet. That's really tight. I mean, I'm sure it'll loosen up once I can actually rotate whatever. Gotta hope I put that the right way. He showed videos of him sanding the ceiling. Suffering sanding the ceiling. Really? Yeah. Looney, the DIY home renovator. See, now I've got to put the other side on. Wait. Oh, no, wait. Did I put the screws in the wrong side? I've put the screws in the wrong side. Oh, no, I haven't. I've put the screws on before I've put the other bits on. Oh, hang on, no, I haven't. Wait. No, I haven't. Die. Ignore me. Ignore me. See, they want that attached first before that goes on. Yeah, I don't understand how that works. So that's the coupler. Huh?
John Clayton says move them one at a time.
See, this is where it all gets a bit weird because... See, alright, that's where they get screwed on. But... that output ring... and my output ring look totally different, right?
Mako says, could it need silicone grease?
No, it'll... Don't worry about it moving or not moving yet, right? I'm trying to move it with my hand with the center, like... So this... Oh, you can't see that. Hang on, let me just go to here. So the output ring... So that's
John
supposed to be...
Clayton says, noticed your thumbnail for the series. Can you put you laser as the end effector?
No idea. What laser? Oh, that... No, I don't know. No, I doubt it. No. So how does that... Right. Okay, I got that on. Right. So that does
John
fit.
Clayton says RGB laser.
Yeah, no, I can't. It's not a laser head. It's a whole bunch of stuff with wiring and a box and whatever. No, so I can't really stick that on the end. Sorry. So I've got... Okay, so this does go in here. It's just a bit janky to get on, but it does eventually go on. Like that. No, I just had it. There we go. Okay. So that does go there. So then the next step is I have to put these on now, because this is... So these are what locks it in place by having the offset gear. So I need to drill these. So I've got 4 of these now that need to go on. I need to drill these to make sure I can get the screws through, because there'll be the same problem as the other side. Oh, these are even smaller, so I can't grip them. Okay, that's one.
Mako says, don't drill in your hand below the gear.
Yeah, thanks. It's a slow turning drill. I think I'll be okay, but it'll be the first time I've damaged myself on the stream. Now, true to his word, Arctos did actually release an updated project file with some changes. A lot of the changes based on stuff from my stream over the first few streams, which is really good. I don't really want to work off that file now because I don't know what's... Like, his list of stuff that's changed, but they're things that have changed for the build that I've already done. There might be some things that have changed in later steps, I don't know. But right now I'm just going to keep going on the version I was using. But a lot of things that we spoke about on the stream, he's actually implemented in the design, in the 0.2.9, where I'm currently using 0.2.8.2. Okay, so I should now be able to... What's that? I don't know how these screws are going to fit though, but anyway, because these are also supposed to be what size bolts? M3 by 10. So I think that might be too long, but anyway, and there's also this piece that needs to go in, so somehow that's got to go in. Why is it not going all the way down? This could be a tolerance thing. I can get that in. I'm gonna have to maybe loosen one of these sets of screws in the back. Loosen them more than one set. Hey Matt, how you doing? Wow. I think Arctos needs to make a video of the assembly process of this gearbox. I think that is the thing that needs to happen. Come on, get in. It's close, but right, maybe I was just putting the wrong side in. That would be really stupid, Sion. Put your hand up if you're a stupid, Sion. So I'm expecting an email back from my email this morning that I mentioned at the start of the stream. Emails. Every time my computer goes ping, I'm wondering if that's it. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, now I need to get these in. Nope. Maybe. Not only do I have to get the gear onto the right spot, but the holes have got to be in the right orientation, which they're not. They might be. Okay. Let's see if that can go together. By the way, I have to do this again. I believe there's another planetary gearbox. Okay, one screw. That's one. Nope. Nope. Yep. Matt needs a coffee. I think I need another coffee.
ER0 engineer says I'll put my hands up for Detroit, a lovely city.
What are we talking about Detroit for? What? Did I miss some of the conversation? Nope. Maybe. I don't know if the holes are lined up. No, they're not. Which means I've got to flip it, maybe. No. Okay, let's try a different one. Why is that so hard to get in? Oh. Yeah, maybe that's good. Let's try that one. Maybe not. Let's try putting it over here. Okay, that one goes there. Almost there, folks. Maybe. This one does not want to get into place. Maybe that's it. No, doesn't want to screw together. What about that one? That one does. Why is the other one not screwing together? I wonder if I can just have one screw. Wouldn't that be good? Yeah, that's tight. See, that goes, that, how does that even go on there? Right, okay, that'll be interesting. I guess I need to put the rest of these screws in, do I? Maybe I should, otherwise they're gonna, well, hands up if you're having fun. Always having fun. Come on. 2.5 more screws to go. Yay, Dutch Choice put his hand up. That's the one that won't go in for some reason. Oh, hang on. Took a bit, but it's going. Oh, my hand is sore. Coffee machine. Okay, last one. Oh no, come on. Why aren't you going in? They don't look like they're aligned properly. I don't think that's aligned properly. I reckon this needs to be flipped. I think that needs to be flipped over. Go that way. Maybe. Is that better? Can't tell. Well, that screws in. What about this one? That screws in. Okay, it had to be flipped. Flipped it, it's good. It's a lot of screws to hold this together, can I just say? Okay. So this, isn't that supposed to be able to rotate independently? I thought the whole point was that this rotates independently. What's the next step? Why am I not using electrical tools? Oh, way too tight. I don't have a screwdriver with enough torque to do that. And there's the output ring connector. I think that's this, which needs a bit of a clean up, I think. Is that just...
J. Rogozinski says do not give Cian power tools.
Oi. Be nice. So apparently that goes on there. Somewhere, maybe? If that's the right part. And then what happens after that? Bearing. Wait. I don't, that's not going to work. Where does the bearing go? Or is it a bigger bearing? No, it's not one of the big ones. Okay, it must be one of these big bearings. Right, and that must hold the bearing on. Somehow. See, how would the bearing have got on? It says put the bearing up. This hole. Yeah, that wasn't going to work.
Mako says unrelated, but did you ever play Leisure Suit Larry game?
Oh, I did when I was much younger. Loved them. They were good. And then that's supposed to go on. Somehow. And that goes like, rotates around like somehow. I don't understand how this all works. How there must be something that then... Oh, how does that go over? That doesn't fit on that. So that's supposed to go into there. I'm not going to squeeze it together right now. How does that go in? Oh, hang on. There must be a... Oh, 2 screws there. Right. So if that comes together there, I don't understand how this bearing, because that doesn't, the bearing doesn't fit. The bearing doesn't fit inside here. So how does that go in? That can't be right. I mean, that's not a tolerance thing. That's a... There's no way that bearing goes in there. Not a chance. Don't really see how that works. So...
J. Rogozinski says sandpaper time.
No, I don't want to sandpaper it. I don't. Not if it's not the way it's supposed to be. I need to get this bearing on.
Alex Harvey says hammer tie-in.
Dutch Taurus says with a couple of love taps with the make it fit hammer.
Well, I want to make sure that it's... Like, I don't want to put it together and then have to pull it apart again because I've hammered it in. I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Are these supposed to be, I don't know what size, no, they can't be 10s. So there's no instructions for putting this bearing on. I'm assuming that these are supposed to be 20s maybe? And 320. Because it's got to go into there. So that, like I'm assuming that goes to that goes like that. I don't know how I'm supposed to, how I'd get the, how would I possibly get the belt around that and around
J.
the pulley
Rogozinski
up
says
top?
belt.
Yeah, how, sorry, I wasn't looking for the word. I was thinking how I would even get that at, focus. Come on. You gonna focus for me? I don't know where the focus position is.
Mako says see in next stage it won't fit under the camera.
Yeah, it almost doesn't. I don't know, like if there's a pulley on this, how am I supposed to get the belt in here? Like once this is screwed in, it's inside. How am I supposed to get the belt from one to the other? That's just crazy. I don't know how that's supposed to work. I don't possibly see how. Like, I'm sure it will, but
J. Rogozinski says maybe that's supposed to be done earlier.
It can't be done earlier because this has to be assembled. So it can't be done before this is assembled. And once this is assembled, I don't understand how it goes on to... Okay, it's not M20s because that is too long.
Mako says I think you'll need to hold it almost in place and wrangle the belt on the posts through a tight opening.
What size am I supposed to use? I don't have any 15s. 325. Oh, there are M315s. I lied. Yeah, I don't know how though. Like that's, and I got small hands. How would other people do it? I'll have to ask on the Arctos server, Discord server.
Rick the Almighty says that is just a problem for future Sion.
Yeah, but future Sion is currently a little bit pissed off with current Sion for even starting this project. I thought, how cool, let's just build a robot. How hard would that be? The good news is I've got something I can rotate now. See this? So that is super tight, but it'll get looser.
Mako says Tanky was easy but fiery.
Yeah, Tanky was full on fiery. So this now, see this? I've got something I can hold when I'm rotating it now. Come on, focal point. But that is tight, but that'll loosen itself up, apparently, after a lot of use. I don't quite understand though how any of this gets turned, how it's turned, how, I guess it's the next step after this, once that's on. What? What is that? I don't even know what that is. That looks like a stepper thing. Why is there a stepper encoder thing there? What? I think that's a bit of a smold instructions for, yeah, that's obviously something. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean they don't fit. Unless that goes that way. No. Like, that goes there and that goes there. I don't understand still what part's supposed to turn. If the inside of the gearbox turns, yeah. I don't even know. I'm missing a part. Oh, that's that part. Right, that's that part that's on there. Yeah, we need to look back at the design files to see what's going on.
John Clayton says, isn't the center gear always the driven gear?
Yeah, but I don't understand what it's attaching to. What's it actually turning? So that means this whole section here can rotate. But I don't understand how. I don't understand what actually rotates. No, I don't understand what it's rotating. The gear will attach, that gear the pulley I just put on will attach to this stepper, bit of the stepper, and that will rotate this gearbox, sure, but what is the gearbox actually rotating? Anyway, like what? Sorry, I'm not phrasing it properly. Let me go back to here. Right. So this is going to get rotated.
J. Rogozinski says those four wheels would have to be pinned.
No. So this gets attached to the stepper through a belt somehow, and then this moves internally, I believe, inside this, and this gets attached up to the top. So this is a fixed housing, and this rotates inside. But this, as I said, firstly, this doesn't fit together. And this doesn't line up with the holes. So this can't be the right piece for here. So something's like, there's a wrong piece somewhere. No, I think that whole section turns. Anything that's attached to it. So like this is attached to here. So this whole thing turns, right? The whole inside. Yeah, it's complicated because I don't understand. Yeah.
Alberto Rivera says your hands are out of frame.
Sorry. Oh, Alberto. You were just playing with the planetary gearboxes, right? I don't understand how this is supposed to fit together. I didn't tighten that up. I've got the gearbox, this first planetary gearbox together. Mine's turning. Did you get yours turning? The problem I've got is the instructions, the interactive instructions are totally, they don't line up with what, like, it says that it's supposed to be this bearing on here, but it doesn't fit, like, at all. It's not like a tolerance thing, like it's out, like, stacks, right? Because that's supposed to be sitting over, supposed to be sitting together here, right? I don't want to push that together yet. And then I don't understand what's supposed to join onto here, because this doesn't fit. Like yeah, weird. I have the right idea, but I don't understand how that all goes together.
John Clayton says see my previous post in chat.
Yeah, but the instructions, you're talking about the drawing and the instructions, they're not for this build. They're not for this version, John. They're for a much older version. That whole assembly and the way all the parts look is different now. So I can't rely on those instructions. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm just looking at the design. Let me just go back. I'll switch. So that's the A core. That's this bit here, which seems to attach somehow to this core, which is the outer ring, but so that bit's not needed at all. Okay, so that must, right, so this bit is not needed at all. So that's a part that's, oh, that's frustrating. So it looks like this is not used at all anymore. Focus. Thank you. It doesn't like something that's focusing. So that gets attached just directly to this once the bearing's on. And if that's the case, I still don't understand how it turns. Right. And are they M10s? I'm assuming they're M10s.
Mako says where is the shaft that goes in the center of the gears?
Don't know. Is there one? There isn't one in the picture. So I'm assuming there's a... I don't know what size they're supposed to be. Do you know what length bolts they're supposed to be, Alberto?
Alberto Rivera says the whole outer ring turns, with the core attached to it.
John Clayton says put square piece on the other side. Do square piece center holes match the sun gear on the other side?
Yeah, I just did that. I just showed that. This piece goes directly to this. This goes to this. This is no longer part of the design. So 1, 2. I still don't understand how I'm supposed to. How much, Alberto? Have you got to the point of trying to get the belt on this and on the stepper? I don't understand how that's supposed to go together when it's inside. How am I supposed to get the belt on there? How's it supposed to be tensioned? Like once it's on, how am I supposed to? I don't get how I'm supposed to screw that together. Anyway, fun. The whole outer ring.
Mako says, how could you have a leftover item as you used the latest 3D print files?
Alberto Rivera says it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I bet it was. Do you know what length screws here?
John Clayton says, will blue gears rub on that square piece attached to outer ring?
Alberto Rivera says the cap goes on the back.
The cap goes on the... What cap? Oh, does that go on here? Does that go in here? Why is it not focusing?
Alberto Rivera says yes.
Oh, okay. So where are you seeing all these steps from? Is this just looking through the Fusion file? Are you going backwards, like working out what all the pieces are? Okay, is there a particular orientation it needs to be? Right, I assume it needs to go with that dip in there, maybe. Okay, so we're making progress. Yay. It is, it's a... Right, fusion and trial and error. Awesome. Awesome. Maybe we scared Arctos away. Yeah. Boris has built all this successfully. We should get him. You're missing a bearing between the sun gears. Uh-oh. Where? Am I missing a bearing? Please don't tell me that. Between the sun gears. I don't know what you mean. Okay, let's go back to here. So where's there a oh, is it a bearing in there? Isolate.
Alberto Rivera says that's the one.
Okay.
Aaron Knox says, I'm assuming before the pulley to fit in the backing plate.
So what size bearing is it? One of these ones, right. So that goes in between. I gotta. Ah, no. Hey, Aaron. So I gotta take this off as well, and that's got to go on the other side. So that goes into here, right? Now I'm going to take this off. Really need new instructions. Really need new instructions. Yeah, it's a lot of shavings of PLA, but I don't have a 3mm drill bit. That's a 3
Alberto
something.
Rivera says I have to leave for a bit, but word of caution, I had to reprint all the gears at 98%. I believe Boris did as well, paying me on Discord if nah.
Aaron Knox says sorry C and I didn't watch you make that mistake, I just joined.
All good. Thanks, Alberto, I appreciate it. Right, so he printed all of these gears at 98%, which is, remember I said that these are really tight? So I might have to do that too. Okay, well I'm going to start with just trying to get this together. And if I've got to reprint, I'll reprint. And I don't know why I did them in blue, because you're not going to be, I thought you'd be able to see them, but you're not going to be able to see them. So, okay. I still don't know how I'm going to get the belt on. Yeah, it's very tight. Okay, lay out all the parts and account for them before assembly. Well, I can't because of the instructions, that's the thing. And I thought I did. Well, I have done in all the steps up until now, but the design, it only deviated a little bit up until now, but it deviated quite a lot.
John Clayton says, is there a spacer piece missing on the center belt pulley?
No. I mean, if there isn't one in the design, but it does look like it's quite close to that thing. Sorry, these pinging, I need to check. Nope, no reply. Okay. Hey Quindor, how you doing? So I still don't understand how this one's supposed to fit. And
Aaron Knox says, is it just me or is that a lot of screws for this part?
it's a lot of screws. So I'm just looking at where this other piece fits and how that's supposed to go together and how possibly gonna, like, if I can't get the bearing on this piece, that's a problem. Like I can't get this bearing in. It's got to go all the way down, and I can't even get it into the top. Okay, this focus thing is really shooting me off now. Like, not only does it have to go in, it's got to go all the way to the down here. This is not going to happen. try a different bearing. Yeah, no. Like, there's no way that's going to push all the way down to the bottom, into here. Not a chance. And if I somehow got it in, I would never, ever, ever get it out again.
J. Rogozinski says sandpaper 200 grit and.
But I'm worried about what else isn't going to fit at the same time. What other damage I'm going to do. Yeah, that is.
Dutch Taurus says listen to mechanical engineer at Johnny Birdle.
Aaron Knox says what we're all saying, we want to see you stand on it to seat the bearing.
Yeah, no. I think I'm going to have to reprint these bits and do them again. Because that is really... I'm sure it's going to turn. But... yeah. Okay, I can go get some sandpaper. Interference fitting a 3D printed part. Yeah, crazy, huh? Let me go get some sandpaper, see if I can improve this a bit. Going downstairs. Ooh, excuse me.
Dutch Taurus says bless you.
Thanks. I don't really want to do sandpaper upstairs, so I'm going to just see if I can do a little bit here, see if it helps. So I'll be back in a sec.
J. Rogozinski says full rotation sanding.
Not really sure this is helping. I'm not really sure at all. Ugh.
J. Rogozinski says and a little coconut oil.
Yeah, I don't have any coconut oil. Or, I mean, so that just got it tiny bit, but like it's going to need look at that. It's going to need a lot of sanding. Aussie coconut oil. I'll see if I can do it over the bin. I didn't want to do it up here on the carpet, but whatever. Ugh. Dusty. Oh, Max going. Catch you later. See you later, Max. It's going to be still too tight. It's got a bit further, but yeah, no. I can't get it out.
J. Rogazinski says put bearing in freezer.
Shit. Now I can't get it out. And I'm not taking a hammer to it. Out. Frustrating when you're waiting for that email and it never comes. Yeah, it's going to take a lot more sanding, like a lot. Yeah, I don't want to try to shrink the bearing and put it in. It'll break. Look at food rats. Yeah. I could just alter the part and reprint it. This might be the quickest, easiest, to be honest. So I can't attach this until this is on. So this is the bit that's going to hold everything up now. Yeah, it's got to be sanded all the way in to the end.
John Clayton says sanding drum on Dremel tool.
Too small, the little drum. Like it's I'll end up just making it completely uneven inside. Like it's quite, so it's tapered. There's a taper in here, and dust in my throat now. Yeah, I think it'll be easier just to reprint it.
John Clayton says it's just to hold the bearing in place.
Mako says got freezing spray?
I don't have any freezing spray. I don't know exactly what it's for mechanically. I mean, assuming it's to hold the, well, it's this whole bit rotates, from my understanding. I don't really know. I don't get it. I don't. Yeah, isn't that supposed to go on there as well? No. Yeah, I don't really get how it all goes together. So until I can get this on easily to see how it all fits, then heat gun the part. Yeah, I'm not going to heat gun it. Places we're going to just slide over around here. Yeah, I'm not. It's too big an area to sand back like that. I'll end up just destroying it. As I said, it's tapered. Like I need to do the whole thing to be able to get the bearing in. Anyway, okay, so 216. I think I'm going to leave it at that. God, that camera's going in and out of focus like crazy. I think I'm going to leave it at this. Like before I put it all together, I need to
J.
decide.
Rogazinski says what is the print time for that part?
I don't know. Probably a couple of hours. I'm not sure. Can't remember how much support it needs. A little bit of support. I don't know. A couple of hours probably. But I also want to make it, not a destroyer. I don't know. I'm destroyer of 3D parts. I might reprint these gearbox, the gears and redo those.
Mako says, Cian, does the brand Sovel SV06 for 3D printer say anything to you?
No. Never heard of it. Sorry. I didn't give up quick on the sanding. I'm not sure the sanding is the solution here. And I'm not going to sit here sanding on stream for 20 minutes. I'm going to wind the stream up because, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I've been up since 1:30 and I'm a bit unwell. And
John Clayton says looks like it would take 5 to 6 hours to print. I'd try sanding if it doesn't work. You've only lost a little time.
no, it'll take about an hour and a half to 2 hours to print, not 5 to 6 hours. Trust me, it's not a 6-hour print. And again, I don't want to assemble it all if I'm going to reprint these, and I think I should reprint these because I think that this is not good. So even if it comes loose.
Mako says, take your rest and hope you feel well soon.
Thanks, Mako. Catch you later, Shipu. Did I say hi to you, Shipu? I don't think I did. Hello. Oh, I'm Bruce. Hello, Bruce. I have no idea who else joined during all that. So yeah, I don't want to assemble everything if I'm going to pull it apart anyway to change the
John
gears.
Clayton says yes. Alberto said to print at 90%.
98%. Yeah, not 90. 98%. Yeah. But I can't print at 98% unless I fix the parts first. I'm going to have to fix the holes sizes because by printing it at 98%, I won't be able to get screws into it at all. So I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to print yet. But whatever I reprint, I can't print this without changing the design, and I can't print the gears without changing the design. So there's going to be a little bit of work to do that, which I'll get done before the stream next week. Ant said just the gears. Yeah, what do you mean just the gears?
ER0 engineer says yeah, reprint it.
Yeah, so I'm talking about just the blue. I'm talking about the blue bits, the gears. Yeah, but they all need to be reprinted. Like, meaning all the halves that I had to screw together have to be reprinted, and they've all got to be. They all have to have their holes adjusted before I shrink them, because this is going to make the holes even smaller. And you saw how hard it was to screw those together. It would be impossible to screw together if I just shrink it down. So I need to overcompensate for the holes first, so I don't have to drill them by hand as well. Okay, thank you all for joining. I'm sorry this build's taking so long. I originally thought it would be like a 3-week build, but clearly not.
John Clayton says, do you have a tolerance setting in your slicer? If so, I'd set it slightly larger for outer ring so bearing fits.
Yeah, there are too many settings in the slicer to just do an overall tolerance like that. So yeah, it can't be fixed with slicer settings. It's got to be fixed with a design change. I can't start printing stuff with different slicer settings and have them incompatible with everything else. So yeah, there's got to be a design change on the actual.
J. Rogozinski says thumbs.
On the design file. So even this is really hard to get together. Where's the joint? There. Like, but it's a bit better now because I sanded it. Right, so that now fits together. I couldn't get that together before. I still don't understand what rotates. It still makes no sense to me what rotates. But anyway. Okay, folks. I'll update you next week. Catch you later. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the super chat, Johnny. Appreciate it. And that one. Bye.